Side in HSM. Today I want to teach you, for those who are keyboard player, piano players, there is a difference in playing the keyboard and piano. Now, today I just want to teach you the piano, which is more straight things, and there's two ways to think of it when you're playing the piano. One is like classical music, and two is freestyle or winging it, or however you want to call it. And a lot of times when it comes to worship music, there's a lot of winging into it. Now, I want you to understand it this way. When it comes to classical music is like playing it like math. And what I mean by math is this. I know some of your favorite subjects, that when it comes to math, you have a problem, and whatever the problem is, there is a definite answer, and really there's only one answer. When it comes to classical music, there's one way of playing it in that setting, because the person who wrote it, classically, that's how you're supposed to play it. For instance, when you play an old school song like... It is what it is when you read the notes, and that's like math. Now, the second part is like English. It's more creative, and you have to come up with your own kind of way of playing the song. It's a blank sheet of paper, and you write however your heart feels in that moment. And when it comes to worship, we want to make sure that your heart is in it, that we make sure that we put it all together. Now, here's the thing. Which one is more important, classical or kind of winging it? Both is important. Not one or the other, because if you understand classically helps you with your freestyle helps you to be creative, and it meshes in all together, and that's when you become a really good piano player. Now, to understand today's lesson, I want you to learn how to wing it in a way that you just have a good feel for when you look at rhythm charts, you know, there's notes on top of it, and then there's rhythm, which is kind of part classical because there's standard stuff, but not really because it has the creative. That's the mix. But then there's a lot of times when you get sheet music with just letters over the lyrics, and you have to understand and take good notes on those. Now, I'm going to say this in every episode we do for the piano players, and keyboard players. Learn your scales and learn your chords. Learn your chords, because that way you can fly through any song in whatever key you're playing in, because a lot of times you're transposing into C, into D, into E, into G, into A, and you need to learn how to just, if you know your notes, if you know your scales and your chords, you'll be able to play most of the worship songs that we play. Now, today's lesson specifically is this. We're going to take a song called Oh How He Loves. It's 4 notes. E, C sharp, B. Today we're gonna learn a simple song that has 4 notes, and it's How He Loves. 4 notes: E, C sharp, B, A. So if I was to sing it, it would be: He is jealous for me and loves like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of His wind and mercy. Now there's a 6/8 count, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of a sudden, I am unaware of these afflictions, eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. Now I notice some of you play it that way. You just play the chords as you see them, which is good and when you're starting off, but I want you to learn how to develop just a little bit more. Now, I know some of you want to overplay too, and some of you play it like this. It's almost like a classical feel, because you feel like you have to constantly keep playing, and you play it like this. Bending beneath the weight of His wind and mercy. When you see that, it's a lot. It's too much. I want you to learn how to break it down. It's kind of a combo. So even if it's just, He is jealous for me, loves like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of His wind and mercy. When all of a sudden, okay? Simple. It's not just constantly playing like you do in classical music. Now, I want to teach you probably one of my most favorite things that I do whenever I wing it. It's easy. your right hand, which is your right hand, your treble clef of right hand. So just keep this on the chord of E, and you play and you mix it up with your right hand, but you don't move it. With your left hand, you play all the bass notes, okay? All the bass notes, and you move this hand. Oops. E, F, F. Here's what I want to teach you today. I want to teach you how to wing it just a little bit more instead of just playing straight through. This is what I do when I'm just winging it and I only get notes. And so I keep my right hand, my treble clef hand, on the E, okay? And I don't move it, and I'll add the pointy, which is your second finger, or the second, or the fourth every once in a while. And just kind of add like this. And just kind of wing there, right, just like that. Then I only move my left hand on the notes. The E, the C sharp, and then the B. Can you hear it? It doesn't sound like this. It doesn't sound like straight chords, which adds to, but you just have to think about how you're going to change it up. Your B, A. Now here's how I do it. Keep one hand straight. So this is what it'll sound like with the song on verse 1. And he is a jealous flame, loves like a hurricane, and I am a tree, bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. And all of a sudden, I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory. If you notice, I'm only playing the chords, but I'm just mixing it up and I'm practicing it with my right hand here, and I only play the bass notes here. That's how you can make it sound pretty good when you wing it. Alright, make sure you watch all the piano and the keyboard things, because you're not just going to play keyboard, you're not just going to play piano, but you're going to try and play both in at different times. So, make sure you practice your chords, make sure you practice your scales. Thank you for joining me at riceandworship.com.